The artist recreates the world.
Welcome to the Artist Recreates the World. I am with Leslie, owner and creator of I'm So Yoga. Welcome, Leslie. Yo, your place is nice. This is so nice. You guys will see the B-roll. And look in the background there. You see the building. You see the city life and stuff. That's cool. So, talk about yoga as art. Did you say hi to the people?
Hi, how's it going? I'm nervous, as you can see.
I'm the one nervous. I'm sweating. We switched the lights. We have our second camera over here. I reset my monitor, and Leslie had to help me out there with some technical difficulty. But all for our followers. So, yes, talk about art or yoga as art, or your art being yoga. However you want to handle that.
Okay. So, when I was young, I never had an art or something I was good at. So when I went into yoga here in Newark at the YMCA and at the parks, I realized that yoga was my art, and it became the way I could express myself. So yoga helps me interpret what I can't interpret with words, per se.
So why do you say that, you got me pronouncing every word right, why do you say that you weren't good in the arts?
Well, I never had an opportunity to do anything like dancing, or I never had the opportunity to even express myself at home or as a person. So growing up, I was kind of like stiff and nervous and didn't know where to go or what to do or where to stand in my own power. So that's how yoga kind of just helped me get out of those things.
I like that word you said about, you just said in your own power. And it's important for artists, and specifically yoga helps to empower the individual. Can you talk about that, especially dealing with dealing with the culture, dealing with your own family, dealing with other artists, dealing with Newark? If you can elaborate like only you can.
Well, obviously, you're always going to hear that yoga is good for your mind, your body, and your spirit. But I break that down as it's good for your body, where in a way it just helps you with flexibility. It helps you move better. If you are a physical artist, like if you dance, or if you need like your hand to reach all the way over there, if you do graffiti or some kind of brush strokes that you can't necessarily get, yoga will help you with that. And then when they say spiritual, it will help you connect with yourself. So it will allow you to say, this is who I am, this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to do it at my own pace and on my own spiritual path. And then, so it's like body, what was it? Body, mind, spirit.
Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we know the elements, yes.
Yeah, those are the elements, and then it'll help you with your mind. Like, for example, if you're a person who has any past trauma, whatever level of trauma, it can be as little as your mom ignored you, or as big as someone took advantage of you. And I feel like yoga is one of those things that helps you through this, because you can't ignore everything, because it's going to come up at some point internally. So yoga is one of those things where when you meditate or when you move through poses, it's a form of meditation. It'll allow you to kind of get rid of the things that you've been holding. So yoga pretty much, it helps you on a level that you won't understand until you get serious about your practice.
So what is serious about your practice? What do you consider serious?
So what I consider serious about your practice is when you take a class, you're taking it for you and understanding that you're helping yourself heal and you're helping yourself move forward, and you're allowing yourself to take a class more than once a week and allowing yourself to say, hey, I'm going to dedicate 3 days out of the week or more to yoga, because yoga is going to help me align myself.
Or you're making me so conscious. Can we say that yoga is for people of color?
Yoga is for everyone.
is yoga for men?
Yeah.
I mean, because I did some yoga, and we have these kind of stereotypes about what yoga is and what it's not.
Yeah, well, here where I am and in this studio, I like to promote that yoga is for everyone. That includes men, that includes people of color, that includes people who think they're overweight, most likely are not. I like to make it like a body positive type of environment. Hence why I have male teachers here, and I have teachers who you wouldn't think are yoga teachers. Like, even when you look at me at first glance, you're not going to say she's a yoga teacher because you have it set up in your mind where teachers are supposed to look a certain way and they're not. It's just a matter of taking a class with someone who doesn't look the part, but I'm sure is going to do the part well. And as far as men, a lot of men are going to have interesting experiences with yoga the first few times. You just have to find a teacher that works for you, a teacher that speaks to you, and just like everyone else, you have to find someone or a studio that you're welcomed in and you feel welcomed in, and that'll allow you to say, okay, well, I'm a beginner and I'm stiff like this, but I know that I'm going to get over it.
Yeah, that's good information, because that's really from the heart, because you're not making a hard sell for yourself. You're making a hard sell for the individual, that the individual gets what they need through yoga that brings them along. Not just come to me, but there's a wide variety in terms of how people's needs can be met under the umbrella of yoga.
Yeah. And then yoga, obviously, it's never one thing. Yoga is many things. There are many different practices. I'm sure there's over 15 different styles. So never judge yoga over one individual person, or even 5 different people, because everybody's interpretation of life is obviously different, and everyone's words are different, and the way people use their words are different, because you can have an aggressive speaking person teaching yoga, or a soft-spoken person, or it can be someone who grew up in the hood, and it can be someone who grew up in the suburbs. Their interpretation is always going to be different, and it really depends what speaks to you.
So talk about religious systems, people that follow religious systems or believe in spirituality. How does that meld with yoga? Is there any conflict, or how do you see that? Because you have people that are in traditional belief systems, but they need more, and they know that they need more. And sometimes there's a conflict with yoga, because it's an Eastern philosophy versus Western traditional systems here in America.
Well, for yoga and religion, I see them really separately, because when I started, it was more from the physical standpoint. It was more because, okay, I want to make my body do this. Once I've developed a little more, I've noticed that you can make it whatever you want to make it. So if you want to put it into your regular religion, you can, and it's up to you how you interpret it, right? Because if you want to say, okay, I'm this religion, and when I do yoga, this is the religion I'm thinking of, and this is the kind of words I'm thinking about. You can interpret it however you want. So it's really up to you and where you are in life. Because I started out saying, okay, I want this to be a physical practice, and then as I went on, I was like, okay, now that can be a little bit more spiritual, because now I just feel like I'm floating and doing poses. So now I'm like, okay, I want to say it's me and myself during my practice. I don't necessarily have a religion I stick to, but I say spiritually I need to bring myself to a yoga class, and kind of just align myself with what I believe in, just my moral code, pretty much.
That's good. That's a great explanation. Actually, I've never heard it explained like that. How do you see yoga helping people with those areas where they need to be disciplined and consistent in their life?
So I personally feel inconsistent sometimes, And the way yoga helps is by the first step is saying, okay, I'm going to make it to this class on Monday and I'm planning to be there on Monday. Once you plan to be there on Monday and you're there on Monday, then you become consistent in other areas. You start to tell yourself, today I'm going to do 10 push-ups, so you're going to stick to those 10 push-ups. So you have to be able to discipline yourself and say, I want to do this and I'm going to get it done. So how are you going to do it? The first step is saying you're going to do it. The second step is actually getting there. So for me, for a person like me, who I didn't grow up with many rules in my household, I never had a curfew, I don't have discipline. So yoga developed discipline for myself. So it's just a matter of making your own rules or your own moral code and sticking to them. Again, that's pretty much it.
No, that's good. That's good. No, I appreciate you coming on. And the toe shot you was just doing, that's going to be really nice for the cutoff shot. No, continued success. The place is beautiful. Listeners, come check her out. Your address is
It's 1186 Raymond Boulevard, right by Broad Street. I'm on the 4th floor. Yeah.
Very convenient, near transportation. It's mad warm in here. It's a beautiful. It's just a beautiful space. You know, I'll show some of it on the B-roll. All right, so we're out. Thank you for Leslie. I'm so yoga. Creepy.
Cool. Thanks for listening. It's I'm So Yoga, and we'll see you soon.
Oh yeah, where can we find you? Sorry, on Instagram.
So on Instagram and Facebook, it's I'm So Yoga Newark. You'll find me on there. We have classes daily, and we'll be adding some Zumba and Pilates classes come January.
Nice.
So we're gonna give our people some variety of things to do aside from yoga. But come on down. We have 1 to 4 classes a day, depending on the day, and you'll enjoy yourself.
Peace. We're out.